Typhoon UWAN, or Fengwang known internationally, is about to hit the Philippines, and it looks like a bad one. Big waves starting to come in again, and where we are here on the coast, the east coast, we really do see the weather changing quickly. I'm not normally up this time in the morning, but I heard an alert on my phone, and also baby Juniper woke me up. I've been tracking this storm for about a week. The islands that we're on, Siargao, got hit by Typhoon Tino, but it was only a category 2. This one's looking like it might be a category 5, which is really bad, like as bad as the one we experienced in 2021. And I can tell you from experience that it's not something that we want to repeat again. Absolutely disastrous. One of the worst things about the typhoon situation here in the Philippines now is it's not only about the wind strength, it's also about flooding. So when the last typhoon hit last week, the winds didn't do the most damage. It was the floods in Cebu that ended up killing over 100 people. And it's a terrible situation over there. People clambering on top of their roofs because the storm drainage situation just didn't work properly. It hadn't been planned out, and it really caused some absolutely devastating damage to that part of the Philippines. And because, if you know our story, we had our baby in Cebu, we were there not long ago, and some of the areas that got really badly hit, our friends lived there, and also we were there recently, so we felt really connected to it. And it does make you afraid for the Philippines now that Typhoon UWAN is heading in and is about to make landfall, possibly tonight or early tomorrow. Luckily for us, this particular typhoon is heading northward, so it shouldn't hit Siargao Island. So my family shouldn't be in the direct line of this one. But Granddad Rob, Sacha's dad, he's flying back to the Philippines, and he lives in Luzon. And Luzon is in a line of fire this time. What I can see this morning already is the weather has taken a dramatic turn. We've had 4 days of beautiful sunshine, blue skies, and now looking at the map you can see that this particular typhoon is escalating so much it's pulling all of the winds and the monsoon over to us down here. So we're probably going to get some bad rain, and now knowing what the rain can do, if the infrastructure is not ready for it, it's looking like there might be another disastrous situation on our hands just this weekend. At this time, Grandad Rob is actually in England, but he is flying back on the day of the storm. So I'm not sure if his flight is going to get cancelled. I told my landlady about 3 days ago, it might be a good idea to go out and buy some materials just in case we need to board up some of the weaker windows around the property, and we can avoid the panic rush by having those materials on hand. So she's gone and done that. She was measuring up the windows for the houses just in case the super typhoon changes direction, but it is very much looking like it is going to cross Luzon, which is very far north of us, but do some serious damage. The latest app that I'm using to track this is called Zoom Earth, and it's very good because it is using live satellite data to give us a really accurate idea of what's actually happening as it's happening. Some of the other weather tracking apps that we use, they have models from all over the world, but in the free version, you don't get an accurate idea of what's actually going to happen here in the Philippines. Whereas with this one, it seems to give us quite a precise idea of what to prepare for. I found it for free during the last typhoon because I wasn't happy with the app that I was using. I felt like it was not updating fast enough. So if anyone lives in the Western Pacific or any kind of storm area, I would say this is probably a good one. It's free. I just found it on the App Store. Zoom Earth it's called. After the Typhoon Tino experience, I wanted to keep the message on this channel a little bit more positive. And so after Story's birthday, I thought that was going to be it. We were going to start moving towards lighter times, but we've been getting so many messages from you guys wanting an update on the situation and worrying if we're going to be safe, if we're going to be okay. So I just wanted to give a huge thank you to everybody who's concerned about us Of course, we're also concerned for ourselves. You can never really predict the weather perfectly. We can use technology to the best of our abilities. One thing I will say is that I am more concerned about the rain right now than I am the wind. I was using this app to track the rainfall, and you can see the typhoon bringing in loads and loads of rain, super heavy rain. And all of that has to flow somewhere. And because the infrastructure of the drainage and flooding is not great here in the Philippines, it really can be actually fatal for people. So I'm not looking forward to the next few days. I just wanted to give you guys our perspective from here. You can see that the weather is turning, and most of that is because of the storm that is passing. One thing that was said on the weather channels is that this particular storm is massive, as in its circumference is huge. It will pretty much cover half of the Philippines just in its diameter. So a lot of people will be affected by this, and all I can say is that for now, because of its current path, we won't be in its direct hit. One thing that I'm also feeling right now is that restriction of freedom that many people get when they're not allowed to move somewhere or get out of the way of a situation. Right now, we are not able to leave the Philippines or make any moves abroad because of little baby Juniper not having her passports approved yet by the British government. It's taking a very long time, and we got a message just yesterday from the passport office saying it might take another 16 weeks from now. So when people from the Philippines tell us you're lucky, you're in a position where you can just leave, whereas people from here who aren't in the same economic situation, they can't leave and they don't have that option. I'm feeling that now because, you know, the rest of my family has passports. Juniper does not, and therefore we are bound to her and we're bound to this island no matter what happens. At this time of year, we would definitely have gone back to see the family to introduce the baby, but because of the British Passport Office dragging their heels with this overseas application, we have to ride it out and wait here. And that means we have to ride out the storms as well. Poppy looks like she's done with her walk, so I'm going to start heading back to the house before it rains on us. I can feel drips in the air, and you can see that dark cloud coming. It's going to get us, Poppy. Juniper was up super late last night, and then she woke up early this morning, so I've been dealing with that. I fed her, I tried to get her to go back to sleep in her bed, but she wasn't having it, so she went in the pouch. I will say that she is getting a bit too big for this pouch now. She is officially 6 kilos and testing the limits of this fabric, but pretty much got my hand under her the whole time. And the rains are coming now. Juniper, let's get out of here. I don't want to wake her up. I'm doing one of those like weird runs where you kind of don't leave the ground, like a power walk. Should have left a little bit earlier, Juniper. Sorry about this. I did know that I had to get out of here soon though, because this might be the last bit of dry weather we get for the next couple of days. Okay, let's concentrate on getting back to the house. Okay, we're about to get freshened up for the day. Juniper's already in her gear, ready to start. You can hear she's ready to go. I think we are just gonna shelter in place today though, because we're not sure what the weather's gonna turn out like. Story's up and about as well. She just had her breakfast on the sofa, watching a very calm and quiet program that she used to watch when she was a kid, and sharing that with Juniper. I've done one final track on the weather, and seriously, this typhoon is looking incredibly bad, especially if you are far up in the north or up in the Casiguran area. It looks like it's going to hit landfall there hard at about 140 miles per hour, which is, I think, over 200 kilometers per hour. It's going to be disastrous. I can already foresee that. So look out for the news about all this stuff happening in the Philippines, but as an update, know that we particularly are quite far away from it, so I don't think there's any chance of such a big typhoon turning in our direction in the course of a day. So I think we're going to be all right for this one, but that doesn't mean the rest of the Philippines is. I'm going to leave this update for now, get on with my day, Once again, thank you for everybody's concern, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.